Blah blah Josh, blah blah review, blah blah CollectionDX. Hey, this is the Jobraver Police Braver Zero Perfect set. This is a combined set with two vehicles from Jobraver. You have a unmarked Nissan GTR, you have a Honda VFR police bike, and you have Investigation Police Jobraver Roy. And together they form the Police Braver Zero robot, or the bike robot. As always, we like the Jobraver stuff, but this is pretty much the same body style as Null. We saw in an earlier review, but this bike is a new addition. So let's see how this all goes together. So let's start by looking at the car part of the set. This is the Nissan GTR unmarked police car, and despite being similar, it is different than the Nissan Z from the Null set. It is entirely different, but it looks similar because they're both Nissans. Interestingly, on the Null, I had to add the stickers for these windows, but on the GTR, they're painted on already. The only stickers I had to add to this are these little divots here, which, why, I don't know. But otherwise, it's a rather nice car. It's got the little light. It's got some tail light and badge details. It's nice. Okay. Next up, we have the figure Investigation Police Jobraver Ray. Like the other figures in the line, we had to apply stickers to the eyes, and this one has a little arm badge. But that is really, otherwise he's pretty much the same as the other figures. He does have a little peg on the back of his head for storing weapons if you want. That mode is, is just a general action figure. He doesn't do a whole lot, is what it is. And then thirdly, you have the Honda VFR motorbike. Sorry, I was disconnected there for a minute. This is the motorcycle in the set, but obviously not in scale with the vehicle. So while they're both included, they don't really work together, and the Jobroid can't ride this bike. So they're really just meant to, in the same way the Jobraver can't go in the car, it can't ride the bike, and they're not in scale to each other. So it has some nice little paint detail on it, on the side. It's, doesn't have a kickstand, so it doesn't stand up on its own. And you can mount weapons onto these little peg holes in the back. This little club can be used kind of like a kickstand, or an antenna, whatever you want to do. And that is what that is. Okay, so let us transform. First thing we do here is put that there, and then bring the arms around like so. Okay. Then we take the car and we separate. Well, I guess you could just launch it. Maybe we'll just launch it. What I mean by that is you put the tabs into the slots, and the legs just kind of launch off the back. You can bring the arms around, and then here on the feet. And fold the feet like so. And then the legs just sort of slide in, the tabs in the legs. Here's the Police Braver Zero robot. It's it's pretty standard to what we see with the other basic cars in this Jobraver line. Despite that's the different body molding, the thighs and the hands are essentially the same, and as such you have the same articulation that you would in any of those other ones. An interesting bit about this is actually the different gun that looks a bit like a revolver. So he has kind of a more, I don't say realistic gun, but you know, it is a gun and recognizable as such. He can also use, if he wanted to, the police baton. So he could put a baton in one hand, gun in the other hand. So it's a pretty solid toy overall. I mean, but if you've had the other Jobravers, you there's no surprises with this mode. The motorcycle is actually the first one I've had a little concerns about the quality. Well, it's just it's made out of a different plastic, and you can see things don't really line up super well. And you know, it doesn't have a kickstand. You can't put the figure on it. This thing's supposed to be up like that. There you go. It's kind of warpy feeling, like things don't line up great, and I think the main reason for that is that this is actually 2 sections, okay? And while the other figures in the line have this sort of, you know, click it in and it pops out, this doesn't. So this comes apart into 2 pieces, and you actually need to take the kickstand down basically to add that. And here you split the arms apart, and there's a little tab in there, I guess, but the feet just sort of go in and push it forward. Does it go this way? What am I doing wrong here? There we go. And that head pops up just kind of a little bit, and this goes down and in, so you can see that's up and down. And then from here you put the feet on. And then you have this goofy boy. He's just goofy looking. Right, so yeah, here it is. I mean, it's neat, but it's small and spindly, and the articulation is weird, and I don't know. I don't love it. So let me show you what the articulation looks like. Here is that you have kind of a shoulder joint that can go, you know, in and out. You have this weird ball joint that doesn't, you know, you gotta sort of, well, there's really nothing to be done with it. You can't go forward, can't get too dynamic. The legs are, of course, the same as the standard legs of the other vehicle, because it's just the same core bit. And, you know, it's all right, I guess, but it's not great. It's a little weird. I was thinking it would be cooler, I guess. And, you know, yeah, I guess you give them an A for effort. And, you know, for a line that I've generally really enjoyed, it's a rare, underwhelming entry, I would say. But it's not bad. It's just, it's okay. So another thing worth noting here about this is this and the car can't combine into one larger robot, right? They're 2 separate robots that use the core with one or the other. So you do miss out on, like, there's a missed opportunity there to do something cooler. But, you know, I don't know, it's fine. And the fact that you need to use the same core for each mode means you only can really display one mode. So unless you have a spare kind of core Jobroid figure, you can't do anything with it. So half of it will inevitably stay in motorcycle mode or car mode, and the other half will be a robot forever, you know. It's fine. You know, it's not expensive. I don't regret getting it, but it is what it is. But yeah, so that is the Police Braver Zero Perfect set from the Jobraver line, takaratomy. And this has been Josh from CollectionDX. I got one more Jobraver toy that I haven't shown you guys yet, and it's the big one. And that's probably the last one I'm buying unless they come up with some cool new sets. So, see you next time.